Okay guys, so thanks for taking the time to check out another one of my videos. So it's another week, another video. I'm trying to get them all one out every week at the moment, and hopefully we'll get some more of them up maybe 2 a week or something, or 3 a month, or not 3 a month, 6 a month, something like that. So for this one I've been given some cameras to scrap out. The person who gave them to me was trying to sell them on eBay first and had no luck selling them on eBay, so he said he'd give them to me to scrap them out. So he doesn't want me to sell them on eBay because he already tried that, so it's only fair if someone gives you something to scrap out, that's what you're going to do with them. They're probably going to be worth more if I could sell them on eBay, but because he told me that I can't, or he doesn't want me, not that I can't, that he didn't want me to sell them on eBay, I'm just going to scrap them out. So we'll see if there's anything of value inside of these for my gold recoveries. So we got a few little Phillips screws that we'll take out. I'm just having a look there. I know there's people going to be on there saying, oh, that camera was worth blah blah blah, you shouldn't have scrapped it, you should have kept it, blah blah blah. If I'm given something to scrap out by someone, I'll scrap it out. It's their camera, it's their property. If they give it to me to do a certain thing with it, if you give it to me and said you can sell those on eBay or do whatever you want with them, I would have tried selling them on eBay, but he said to scrap it out and see if there's anything of value in them, so that's what I'm going to do. There's still some more up there on eBay that he's trying to sell. If he doesn't sell them, he said he'd give them to me to scrap out as well. So we'll just take out these screws first and see if there's anything of value in here. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. So we have a screw that's determined not to come out, which is nothing new when you're scrapping stuff. So we'll come back to him in a second. We'll just have a quick look at it here and see if there's anything else that so there's the little nuts there. So first off, I'm just going to probably just break this door off here and see is there anything behind that door. So there isn't, it's just a piece of metal, more metal. There's a little panel here, so there may be something in behind that, so we'll have a look. So again, we have a few little screws here. At the moment I'm working on a few other videos, so hopefully we'll get to see some gold soon from some of the videos I'm working on. It's just that it takes a long time to do these videos because I do work full time, so this is just done in my spare time. As a hobby, it's not my full-time work or anything like that. I just like making YouTube videos, I like scrapping stuff out. If you haven't checked out some of my other videos, please do. I'll put a few links up there in the top as we're going along, so keep an eye out for them. And we check out some of my playlists. If that's what you're into, if you're into scrapping, check them out. Okay, so let's free that up and we'll have a look underneath here. So we have just a battery, a little bit of aluminium, we have a ribbon that goes in under here, so we'll have a look at that. So, okay, now there is actually some gold there that you can see there the gold thing. So that's a nice little find. I didn't expect to see that in there, to be honest. I'm just trying to see if it's get this plastic off somehow to get in under it to see what else there could be in under. I'll come back to that in a second. I'll just leave it aside for a second, but there is some gold on that. So other than that, I've nothing else there of value on that. Just plastic. Okay, so we put that aside. Then we have this little connector here again, which has some nice little gold pins. So you can see them there, the gold pins. So again, I'll put that in with my pins so you can see where I've been working on the pin stuff that I'm working on. So we'll go back to the camera again and have a quick look around it again to see where it will be my next. So we have a few screws in here, I presume. So these old cameras actually had a bit of gold in them. This is one from the 1980s. So hopefully when we take it further apart we might get some more. Just need to get a finer screwdriver for this one, if I have one. So some of these screws are very, very small. So it's just to find the right screwdriver for it. Just put that down for a second. Reach over and get some more screwdrivers that I've left aside. And hopefully one of them will work. So down this side again. Okay, that's better. So anyone that scraps out knows the bane of all these different types of screws and security screws and screws that have decided don't want to come out anymore, like this one has decided it's not budging. So we're just going to have to pry it apart, as Ian Matthews would do. If anyone hasn't checked out his Ian Matthews videos, have a look at him. He's another scrapper whose favourite screwdriver is actually a hammer. He likes to break things apart if they don't come apart easy, which is probably the proper way of doing it, because you don't waste so much time trying to get stuff off that doesn't want to come off, and it's going to be scrapped anyhow. So he's probably got the most efficient way of doing it, but for this video I'm trying to create as little mess as possible. So we should have taken the strap off first before we started, but okay. Alright, so we just took that off. We'll just have a quick look there, so I can see some bits of ribbon strips and some wiring, and we'll just see if we can get this out any further. Does it want to move out of the casing? Okay, we're getting so we'll just remove any of the screws we see. So again, another screw that doesn't want to come out too easy. So this one is not going to give up without a fight, is it? Okay, so leave him out. Just to see what would be the easiest way to remove this. I'm just going to rip that off so we can maybe get a look in behind this if we can open it out. Okay, we'll get a screwdriver to that and we'll see if we can open that out. Okay, so that was that off. A little LCD display, plastic, and just to see if there's, after all that, if there was anything worth it at all, and there wasn't anything there. And again, nothing of value to me on that part. So that looks interesting. Underneath here looks like a gold sort of barrels of some sort, so we'll see if we can get into that. Just remove any screws we see while we're going. Seems to be an IC chip here. Okay, so quick look in here seems to indicate there's a little bit of gold down here, so we'll come back to that in a second. We'll just have a look at the main body. So what's interesting me is this down here is a gold. So we'll try and remove what we can as we go along. So that's my IC chip. So we're just going to screw that off. So again, a bit of aluminium or stainless steel. Feels like aluminium anyhow. So again, we have more screws around this side. So there's a lot of screws. Anything from the 1980s always seems to have plenty of screws in it. It was just something they seemed to put in. Everything was screwed because it was the most efficient, cheapest way of doing it. So this ribbon seems to have some gold flashing on it. Oh, that didn't go too well. Okay, so again we still have another screw here. I see some tantalums on it as well. So there's some nice stuff actually on this ribbon connector. Oh, so just to get a closer look, so there's our tantalums. So we have some, looks like tantalums there. We have some IC chips here. So we'll just take off this protective tape that was over it. So we have an IC chip there. We have, that's it on that side. So some tantalums and some IC chips is the two main things on there. We've got what looks like a little MLCC there. Okay, so we put that aside. So I seen, was it this ribbon is the one I was working on. So again, we have another screw down here. Okay, right, so again we have our main IC chip here, which you can see just along here, and we have some gold flashing on this ribbon. So again, I'll treat that the same way I treat my gold fingers, trimmed fingers from the RAM. So again, keep an eye out for that video, it's coming soon. Working on it at the moment, so that will be, they'll be treated the same way. So put that aside, that's a nice little find. Again, we're down to here. So again, you can see gold flashing along this ribbon, and again it's on here as well. So, but this is what I'm interested in, if I can get into this part, is this. Looks like it's a gold ribbon or gold connectors on it. So we'll just see if we can lift that off. So this is where it touched off. So again, they're gold tipped. So I'm presuming this is to work the zoom on the thing. So we'll take out any screws we see along here, so that we might be able to get into it easier, or see how it worked, or essentially remove it. So you can see this is where the ran on a cog system, and that would revolve and out come your lens to give you your zoom on it. So again, we have a few screws there, but this is the part I'm trying to get into. So you can see there the way the zoom would work. This would touch along here and move along to whatever zoom you wanted. This is where the connections were made, and that was it. So we'll just see if we can remove this tape and see if it is a gold flashed all the way along, which it seems to be. I'll just come back below it. Yes, 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 yes. So there she is, nice and gold. So she's, again, will be treated the same way as I treat the other gold fingers and stuff like that, to remove the gold flashing from the material. So that's a nice little bit there, and it feels, I can feel the indentations of it when you rub your finger on it. So it seems to be a bit thicker than what normally would be. Anything from the 80s would normally be a bit thicker on it. So again, we have our gold flash in here, so we'll just rip that off. So put that again to be treated later. And these pins here with the gold tipped on one side, I will remove them and put them in with the pins. So that seems to have another bit of it here. We'll just rip that off. Okay. I'm not going to go any further with this part. I'll do that separately off camera. I just want to see what was in the main body. We seem to have a board down here, so we'll try and get to that board. So again, we have a few little screws holding it in place. So looks like a little tantalum. And that's really it. Nothing else major on there, and that's just a little, could be a little IC chip here. Yeah, that's a little IC chip. So we can remove that. I'm just going to get a look at this circuitry or this little board. So we've sometimes these can be gold, but I know there can be copper in there. Sometimes they can be gold, gold tipped, but that one isn't. And that board doesn't really have anything else of value, so we won't bother going any further with that. This board here, again, has nothing of value. What I'd be looking for, I'll just have a look at these pins, but I don't think there's any gold tipping on them. No, they're just completely either an aluminium or a zinc coated, so nothing of value on them. No, nothing of value. And this part up here, again, nothing of value. So that's kind of it on that camera. What I'm going to do now off screen is I'm going to do two more. I'm just having a look here actually under this. Could possibly be gold tipped connectors. Yes, so that's again nice gold flashing on these connectors. They're good big chunky connectors and they're gold flashed all the way along. So that's a nice little find again. So you can see here, gold flashed on both sides. So some nice gold pins there. That's a nice little find to find on it as well. That's kind of it now. I don't see anything else. Again, a little bit of gold flashing here on this connector here. So for the size of it, there was a lot of gold on these older cameras. A lot of plastic. So off camera, I'm going to take apart these other, I have 1, 2, 3 more to take apart. So I'm going to take them apart off camera and we'll come back and see what was inside of each one of them. Okay guys, so after I removed about 7 million screws from them few bits, this is what I'm left with that is worth keeping. So we have the IC chips, we have some gold flashing, so again you can see the gold flashing here on the back, so stuff like that. This little board here I found in one of them, so I'll just rip that off there. Again you can see the gold flashed board on both sides. We have an IC chip, and underneath this epoxy or this resin is usually gold again. If I can get a screwdriver or something out that I can pry under that where I just lifted it. So we'll just give you a look under there if I can do this. If you just bend it like that, usually you need, well, I didn't want to do that, but it's done now, so let's see if we can get in under it. I can't. But underneath there would usually be some gold again, so again that board, remove everything from it, so either using a heat gun or you can soak it in HCl to loosen everything off it, and you'll be just left with your gold bearer there to be taken off, so it can be treated the same way as your gold fingers. So again we have another bit of that type of board, so you can't really see it too well there, but there is gold flashing on that. Throw that aside. So again, large IC chip, gold flashed here, so it's like a little gold flash switch, so underneath that would be silver as well. Some more gold flashing along here, more gold flashing, so a lot of gold flashing on that. On the other side, nothing, so again put that with the ribbons. Another one here, so again we've gold flashing along here, gold here, a little bit of gold on this side, and that's it there again, so put him over there. So these were, as you see, that again, that was one of the first items I showed you with all the gold flashing on it. Again, gold flashed on that, so that can be put over there. More, I think it's gold flashing on this. Yeah, so a little bit of gold flashing here on the underside of that, and a little bit over here. You can see it along here as well. So again, gold flashed. Gold flashed up here in this corner. Little tantalum. So again, this board has your little gold flashing on it. Again, along here, these are all gold. Again, gold flashed along this board. Gold tipped little pins. So we put the pins just down here somewhere. Again, another gold flashed. So there's a good bit of gold flashing inside of them little cameras. That's nothing on it. Again, gold. All these are here are gold, and you can see it back here again, gold here. Just pull off this speaker. There's nothing there, just a little speaker or a switch or a button or something. So we have our IC chips and a little bit of gold flashing here on this part, and that's about it on that board, or that ribbon. A little bit of gold flashing. Was there? No, there isn't. So that's it. Again, we have that bit of board at the top at the start of the video. That's where I took off the plastic cover off it, and again you can see there's gold flashing underneath that. Again, gold flashed, and these are pins that we looked at earlier with the gold on both sides. So we did a nice few of them. Again, I found some more in another one of them cameras, so something like that. Again, and the gold flashing on it. Gold flashing. Some of them are gold flash both sides, and some just have it on one side, so that's both sides. Where this one has nothing on one side and a little bit of gold up here on the top, nothing down here. So again, some of them have less on them. Again, gold flashed on both sides. Gold there on that side, but no gold on this side. So again, you can see there that some of the stuff will have gold. This here, I think it's just brass. It looks like it was a cog that was in there in the middle of it. Everything else was just like what you call around it, just normal cogs, plastic cogs, and this one was in the middle of it. It looks like gold, could be gold flash, so I'll test that further and see if it's gold flashed. Again, gold on one side, no gold on the other side, and that's it. So when I separate it out, so we've got a little bit of board stuff with gold on it. Gold, we've got a lot of ribbons with gold on it, and we have some gold pins that was taken from that them cameras. So all in all, it's not too bad for the little bit of cameras. Again, I have another 10 of them I think he gave me in total. I don't know, was he a collector of them or where he came across them, but I have another 10 of them to do. So they were from 4 of them. That's what I've found there. So again, they'll be put in the jars for processing. So thanks for watching the video. Sorry that it was a bit long, a bit awkward because there was a lot of screws in that. But the older stuff seems to have a lot better gold flashing on their stuff. A lot more of the stuff is gold flashed. So the older they are, the more screws usually there is in them. So thanks for watching. Like it, share it, leave a comment if you feel like you want to leave a comment, and please subscribe for some more of my videos coming up. Thanks for watching, guys.